Hello, Auburn family. This is Jason Campbell, your host on the On to Victory podcast. It's been a little minute since we had some different guests on here. Lately, we've been talking to a lot of football players, and since they're in season, but there's other sports that are happening around campus, and it's an exciting time to be an Auburn Tiger for a lot of reasons. And volleyball to me has always been a fun sport. I've always enjoyed watching the game of volleyball. I have a couple of friends who have daughters that play volleyball, and we don't. I've been to a couple of matches, and it gets kind of intense. And especially if you up along that the volleyball line right there, you got to jump and spike the ball. So who else to tell me a good story about volleyball? But Kyla Swanson, she played at Illinois. She is from a military family, so she's kind of moved around a little bit and seen a lot of different places. And I'm pretty sure she has some favorites. But has been an outstanding student athlete. And Kyle, I just want to welcome you to the On to Victory podcast and welcome you to Auburn. Glad that you decided to transfer and come here.
Yes, thanks so much for having me. It's been a pleasure so far.
Yeah, so talk about your transition a little bit. Like I say, you grew up in a military family and you had to move to, a couple of different places. Talk about growing up in a military family, but still trying to participate in sports because people don't realize this. Like, there's continuity, there's chemistry and things that you have to detail in sports. But when you move around, you almost have to like restart the button every time. So talk about your transition a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Throughout grade school, I ended up living in 7 different states and attending 9 different schools from kindergarten to senior year of high school. So I traveled quite a bit. And I think because of that, I actually kind of had a later start to volleyball than a lot of my other like D1 teammates who started when they were in like third grade. I started volleyball in 7th grade in a small town in Nebraska, and I was just extremely raw, but I'm 6'4". I'm really athletic. I mean, I wasn't at that age, but coaches saw a lot of potential in me and they invested in me. And I think if it wasn't for the coaches that saw potential in me in small town Nebraska, I wouldn't be where I am today. So they really helped develop me along my athletic journey.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know it could be a difficult thing sometimes when you feel like you're, having to travel, but, you know, transfer from Illinois to Auburn. Talk about what made your decision. How did you, find Auburn as far as like as one of the schools that you wanted to come to and attend?
Yeah, I mean, I loved my time at Illinois. I went there for all 4 years of undergrad, and it was awesome playing in the Big Ten. Big Ten and SEC conference are arguably the most competitive
Hmm.
conferences for volleyball in the nation. So I had an opportunity to use my 5th year of eligibility, with COVID, have an opportunity to get grad school taken care of. So I put my name in the transfer portal and was looking for opportunities, and Auburn reached out to me, and I had a really great connection with the coaching staff, like right off the bat, online and on Zooms and stuff. And once they finally got me on campus and I got to interact and see Auburn culture, I just absolutely fell in love with it and was a place that I really envisioned myself being happy at.
Yeah, and I see here that you was ranked the number one recruit in volleyball in the state of Nebraska. So you come high in demand.
Yes, I worked really hard. Like I said, I kind of had a later start. So I think my passion just for the game imploded and I just loved what I was doing. I didn't start playing club volleyball until I was a sophomore in high school. And you see a lot of times these days athletes are getting burnt out by the time they're in their later years in high school. But I was just in love with it and just really excited to get better. So I think that love for the game really helped me to, achieve that goal of being a number one recruit in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah, and that's a tremendous honor, because definitely that means a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes you can't hang with the friends when you want to be out doing different things because
Yeah.
you gotta if you want to be a top recruiter, if you want to be a top player, it's sacrifice and there's time. But you're known for your blocking and your attacking. Like kind of let the people know, what that kind of means on the volleyball court.
Yeah, so in my position, I'm a middle blocker, so I
Hmm.
only see action in the front row. So defensively, my job is to go in there and get block touches and kind of slow down the offense that's coming at us to help our team function better. And then offensively, whenever our defense is flowing good and we're getting good passes, your middles are normally a really effective part of the offense. So I just try to be up and available for my setter whenever I can. And I've been blessed with some really great setters who have been able to get me some good balls. Setters are the quarterback of the volleyball team. So,
So the
yeah.
setters are the one that set you up. The ones when I go to the volleyball game, they kind of
Yep.
hit the ball underhand a little bit for it to get high enough for you to come up and then spike it down on someone.
Oh, yeah. Mostly overhand setting here, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Okay. So why do they call it kills in volleyball?
Kills. See, back in the day, I feel like it used to be bump, set, spike. But
Mm,
spike is like the action of hitting, but a kill is when you score a point after hitting.
okay.
So it's a
Gotcha.
kill when your spike scores a point. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I learned something. I learned something. So
Yeah.
I don't get how in the world when someone comes and they spike the ball really hard and you got to put two hands underneath and then you got to control the way that you hit the
Yeah.
ball before before it don't bounce off your hand so hard it goes out of bounds, and you got to try to hit it to your next teammate, and keep the ball from going out. How do you control that? I've always wanted to just ask in detail, how do you control something that's coming at you that fast? It's the same thing as a tennis player. When someone hit the tennis ball, you got to react, and it's 100 some mile per hour serve, and you got
Mhm.
to control that and not let it not let it got to get out of control. How do you control that in volleyball with just two hands underneath the ball?
Yeah. In women's volleyball, a lot of these swings are coming like 40 up to maybe even 70 miles per hour at
Oh.
you. And you really have to be disciplined on your defense and be in the right place to get a good read on it. So, my job up at the net is blocking. So, hopefully, I'm either stopping these balls or my defense behind me that's doing the digging. Hopefully, I'm taking up enough court so they can see right around. I'm kind of directing a path to where I want
Hmm.
them to swing, and
Hmm.
if they are lined up perfectly behind me to where I'm directing them to swing, it should be coming pretty close to right to them. So it makes it a little bit easier. But I think digging in defense is definitely one of the most difficult skills in volleyball.
It just
Props to
sound
my libero.
that just sounds hard though. Like
Absolutely.
literally and plus most of you ladies, y'all are tall. And like most of y'all are tall. So I can kind of notice when I was in college, if you walk around campus, who played volleyball, who played basketball, who was softball and every different sport, because we're just all just kind of different when it comes to certain sports. Like you knew the
Yeah.
basketball players because they always some of the tallest guys walking around campus.
Hmm.
But this talented Auburn group this year. Everyone talks about how talented as a group this volleyball team is. Talk about what makes y'all volleyball team and like go. What makes y'all super talented? Just give us an intel about the Auburn women's volleyball team.
Yeah, I think our team chemistry is really great this year. We're all super close. I mean, we all came from different parts of the nation, and we all collectively just had a goal to play in Power Five team and to get big wins and make big strides. So we're all just individually super driven, and then we all come together under that same focus. I think
Mhm.
we just operate really well together, and our coaching staff does a really good job of helping us to like see the vision, stay on track, and they challenge us to get better every single day. So
And that's the challenge, like when you do have a talented group, how do everybody kind of, because there's some unselfishness that has to take place. Like there's some sharing, minutes. There's only one volleyball, so and trying to fight for those positions and everything. How do y'all feel that y'all gonna line up in the SEC this year as a whole?
yeah, I mean, we are currently ranked 24
Mm,
in the nation, and we're ranked pretty high amongst the SEC, I would say. And I think we have a deeper roster this year, so we just have so much talent that we almost don't even know what to do with it. And I'm just really excited to continue to play more SEC games because this is my first year in the conference. So I'm not always the best at judging or knowing, like, oh, this team is really good in the conference since this is my
Hmm.
first season in SEC play. But we took number 3 Florida to 5 sets earlier this season. So I think that goes to show that, we can compete with any team in the SEC and even come out with some wins. So,
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Hopefully, I can get down and try to attend the match and show you ladies some support. A
yeah.
lot of our listeners, on to Victory podcast here, everybody, they always want to know like what makes an athlete go. There's different things that always make an athlete go, and I got a few questions for you. They're fun questions. They're rapid fire. No, not gonna
Okay.
put you on a hot seat just a little bit.
All
But
right.
before I do that, can you just tell people a little bit about NIL and On to Victory because it's changed the college landscape and every sport. And how does NIL support you? And how do you feel about NIL?
Yeah, NIL has truly been such a blessing to me, specifically onto victory. Um, I don't know if I would be able to be at Auburn in this position if it wasn't for the support from onto victory donations,
Hmm.
just financially making ends meet. Like I said, we have a really deep roster. There's a lot of scholarships that were already assigned to other athletes coming in. And so, in order for me to be an effective piece of this team, On to Victory really helped support me in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, NIL. I wish we had it when we was around.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure.
but no, it's definitely a good thing because a lot of folks don't realize the challenges that y'all have to face. And plus it does help because there's not full scholarships in every sport. So most
Yeah.
NIL is able to help fund, most of the kids scholarship that has the opportunity to come to Auburn. So, that's in other sports. So that's a really good thing about it. So back to the hot seat.
Okay.
I got a couple of questions for you. I got a couple of questions. Who is your favorite sports hero?
Sports hero. I always looked up to my parents. They were
Okay.
both D1 college athletes.
Mm,
My dad played basketball and track in
okay.
college, and my mom did volleyball, basketball, and track in college. And I feel like that is absolutely unheard of to have like multi-sport athletes even at the college level. So they are just absolute studs, and obviously their genetics have really put me in a good spot with my height in
Yeah.
volleyball and stuff. So, they've always, preached health and just
Mhm.
like the mental aspect of being an athlete too. Like they understand the struggles and they've just been able to support me so well. Like having been college athletes themselves, they're able to be there for me in any way possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like
Yeah.
that. So, what do you do to calm the butterflies before you compete in a big competition?
Mm. Yes. So I'm very deep in my faith. I'm a Christian, so I like to pray before games. Our whole team prays together before the match, and that really helps to reset it. And then I just try to put my value in Christ, no matter what my performance is. Like, I know God still loves me the
Yeah.
same. I have a purpose for the kingdom of Christ, and there's more to life than just volleyball.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. From a believer to another believer. Like Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 is my favorite verse. So, you know. All right, moving on. So, what is your favorite place to eat at in Auburn?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I am a really big sushi fan, so
Okay.
I have enjoyed Beyond the Walk. I go
Hmm.
there more than I should, I think. The Auburn Tiger Roll, you have to get it. It is so
Auburn
good.
Tiger Roll.
Auburn Tiger Roll
Okay.
from Beyond the Walk.
Okay. I'm gonna
Hands
have to
down
check
best
that out.
sushi roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check that out then. Beyond the Walk.
Yes,
Okay.
WOK Walk.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that one on my to-do list. So you said you're in grad school. So what are you studying in grad school?
I'm studying information systems management. It's
Okay.
a program through the business school here.
Mm, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So quick question. So, Auburn has a lot of different traditions. You have the eagle flying during football games, and then you have Rolling Tumors Corner. You have Tiger Walk. Yeah, you know, it's a lot of different things. Do you have a favorite tradition since you've been at Auburn that you like?
So I've heard about all of these traditions, and I'm very excited to be a part of them this weekend.
Okay.
Saturday will be my very first football game that I've ever
Mm,
been able to go to since I've been here. Since us and football are both a fall sport, it's been kind of
right.
hard to get there. But I think the Rolling Tumors is so cool, and I was able to go to Tumors Corner after the fact that it was all rolled and stuff, and I saw it after a win, and I think it's super cool. I even have a picture behind me
Oh
of
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Tumors Corner with tumors rolled back there. So I think that one's really cool, but I'm going to do all of them, Tiger Walk, See the Eagle Fly, for the first time this weekend. So I can't wait to be a part of that.
Well, you're in for a treat because the Deep South oldest rivalry between Auburn and Georgia take place this weekend. So it was a
Yeah.
hot ticket to get. So, you're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be insane. So I hope you enjoy. I hope we can pull out a victory so you can go to Tumor's Corner and watch
Yes.
everyone roll the trees. Because I'm telling you, we pull out this victory, it's gonna be a madhouse. Everybody trying to get the Tumor's
Oh
Corner.
my goodness. Yeah.
So, all right, last one for you before I let you get out of here. What's a good one here? Let's go with okay. What is your favorite food to eat the night before a big competition?
Hmm. You got to get your carbs in. I
Yeah.
love pasta. So I'll go with like a chicken Alfredo, maybe some like seasoned green beans on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Good
All right.
pregame meal night before.
I like it. I like it. Well, Kyla, we thank you so much for coming on the show today. And to our Own to Victory listeners and supporters, we appreciate all that you do for our student athletes. Continue to support, continue to show your love, and encourage our young people and continue to follow them in all their endeavors. So, Kyla, thank you for coming on, and War Eagle.
War Eagle. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. See ya.